Ask away, Mum. Naturally, Mum.
They get it. Hey, you know I like your club. We're gonna have a good party here.
Got big junk!
Extra men are helping out a lot, boss. Boss, in-house.
target. Lucky escape.
Best night ever!
Finally, you can live a little and lose your inhibitions a lot. They're holding you back anyway.
How can I help you? Hello again. Take your time. Goodbye.
For the next 40 hours.
Mom, this country is just giving away its money to other countries. You gotta start buying American. Well, no, I mean, not your cell phone, obviously. Okay, fine. I guess not your car, either. Fine, Mom. Just make sure to buy a ton of soda, okay? Lots and lots of soda. I'll talk to you later.
Slow down, please. Hey. Well, Dios.
Holy fuck!
Hey, boss.
Okay, okay. We're selling. Duty free. The buyer wants this stuff dropped on a barge out at sea. You'll drive the goods to the rendezvous point and airlift it over there. You can fly, right? I really hope so. Hey, I've got an update for you. When you get there, you should see a cargo bomb helicopter ready and waiting. Use the cargo hook on it to airlift your goods to the barge out at sea. Easy, right? Of course! I'm reading the manual here. Position yourself above the vehicle, remember to deploy the hook, then lower the chopper until you attach the cargo. Then just take it nice and slow, okay? You can do this. I believe. No sale. Maybe you should...
I'm like, come on. Alright. Sir, can you lay down? Why do you do this? I can't see over you. I know you know I'm talking to you because you're looking at me, side-eyeing me. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down.
All the time, the position. You see the officer is on the passenger side, right front quarter panel, and we see that this.
He only does this when I'm playing games. He's so fucking such a brat.
Can't be that immediate attack on the officer. This is more of the ideal positioning, except I definitely would want this guy over just a bit, and maybe I would step back a step or two.
What I'm saying is, this is I don't think this noise in my life. I've had enough noise in my life. If you know the guys, right, especially the doctors in that for the employer, for love and hate. No one hates you. I almost wonder if he's maybe a left, like coming from his house. So do our lights is started to slide because of the rear power. Because of just the barely damage.
I just feel like if I could crack it one good time, I feel like it'd feel better. I feel like if I could crack it one good time, I feel like it'd feel better.
As far as where this conversation is going, and I know a lot of things are edited for entertainment purposes, but to get the continuity is how you can really kind of understand and explain how a lot of these things work. It's not a knock. I'm just reviewing the video, and I just want to make sure that you understand. A lot of people email me and say stuff like, well, the officer did this and they did that, and there was a segment in the video that was cut for 10 or 15 seconds. We don't know what that person did or what the officer did. Just take that into consideration. You can watch the clock on the body cam.
Do what?
You can use my little thing, my little gun thing over there, go up and down on the fingers on it and try to loosen them up.
Yeah, I might try it later.
Huh?
Because I might try it later. Tried to. Didn't get me though. Come on, dude. You gotta get out of my way. Oh boy. Right here. You're gonna get me killed. Woo! You almost got me fucking killed, dude. Move. There's a fucking jet on my ass. What is it doing?
Right there, definitely could be looked at as an assault in most jurisdictions. It needs the elements, and going at the officer like that, something to take into consideration, because now you got to start to figure out what crimes we're dealing with, and this traffic that's going by.
Really
at
good.
some point, I'm hoping that the traffic gets stopped, because if they get into a tussle in the middle of the street, we have vehicles that are going by at a decent speed.
Calm down. I can't cross my legs. My hips are pulled out. So let's do it without the piece of shit. As you see, I was able to do better on 6 combat boards. Usually I'm 10 calls a minute. You piece of shit. Get the camera going. Get the camera going, motherfuckers. No, they're not going. Your chest will turn off immediately. Vehicle, all your chest cameras turned off. Another shit. Another test. You don't have to do it. For the wall, I'm trying to take dirt back home. I just finished these departments. 2.5 years to Afghanistan, Iraq.
Oh my god.
We're not going to do it off. Okay? I guess both of your requests. You understand that you have to be pushing. You have a balancing test. Before I went on the regular ass, and I saw what? $10,000 challenge in 5 seconds. If you don't spank bang like him, I'll fucking give you $5 grand. You can't ask. It's cool to have a holster. You don't do that, a holster for me. You understand that, right? You understand that? Yeah. See, look, you're not in control, man. Pick me up. See, look, pick me up. You're like, stupid. Here's the lesson.
When a person says that they have a medical challenge and they can't do the walk and turn, the one-legged stand, or any of those tests that require the ability to walk, the HGN or horizontal gaze nystagmus, where they just have to follow the stimulus with their eyes, is an alternative option. But when a person's this amped up and angry, who wants to stand in front of them at that distance and try to get them to do HGN? So this, in my opinion, would be a refusal.
There's no combat and self-defense. Guess what? You're nothing but a holster for them.
Who's he talking to?
Other cops all surrounding him.
Ah, okay. So he a vet or something?
Yeah, he's a combat vet.
Having a PTSD moment.
Well, he was drunk going to get some meatballs and drove his Corvette off the road. That's his Corvette down on the ditch.
Did you just say the N-word? It's like you said 5 N-words. Those are white boys. I hate to break it to you, sweetie.
All that horsepower in the secret road, he couldn't handle it.
You really want to play that game? I do that? Stupid. I do that? Stupid. If I can go. If I love some conversation.
He loves him some conversations. Now that's aggressive.
Yeah.
Me bitching about it taking too long is not aggressive, fucking Karen ass bitches. I either get people tell me I'm aggressive or I'm intense. I'm like, maybe you're just weak.
Alright, these drops are only accessible by seaplane. Rocks loaded up.
Yes, we are mad. You think your hips don't work.
How about we take a drive down the Western Highway?
What's good with you, sweetie? I'm good. I just conceived my own set of pathological principles.
Yeah, not sleeping too well, but everything's fine. Hey, girl, what's going on? What the hell? What the fuck?
invoice paid, and we have a sale. Currency's in your wallet, and Long John T is locked in.
You know the deal. Won't find that in ammunition. Ha! That's the very latest. Act now. That price ain't here for long. That one's brand new. Just hit the market. Good choice. Thank you. Take a look. Deal. I'll keep these in stock for you. That's, black market only. Mm-hmm. Thanks. Pleasure doing business with you.
They're sending me to a foot doctor to see if I need surgery.
One of the deaths occurred in a very tiger enclosure where Autumn lost her life. The tiger responsible for Autumn's tragic death at Beijing Zoo Park was not euthanized by the zoo. Instead, it remained in an enhanced enclosure away from the public to prevent any other park visitors from meeting their terrifying final affliction. 25-year-old Lauren Baila was living her best life. Originally from New Jersey, USA, she had just finished studying for a master's degree at Sotheby's Institute of Art in London. She was a incredibly talented artist and soprano singer.
We'll schedule it for tomorrow afternoon.
Who had also fallen in love with 24-year-old Hito Chan. His father was born in India, and Hito was eager to show his girlfriend Lauren the country. On the spur of the moment, they planned a trip to the subcontinent. There were some beautiful places to visit, some exquisite architecture, and incredible beaches. One of those beaches was at Havelock Island in India's remote Andaman Island chain. Lauren saw the trip as a final adventure before settling down. She had received a distinction in her art masters and intended to shift her focus to social care. She was always described as a caring person, someone who would drop everything to lend a helping hand. She had volunteered with bereaved children by offering art classes as a form of...
I'll go rob the stash house so I can try my new gun out.
Something she intended on doing upon returning to the U.S. after the trip to India. She was an active member of the church and was eager to attend a church concert featuring her favorite group, Morristown's Blair Reinhardt Band, just a few days after returning home. But she would never make the concert. Havelock Island, also known as Swaraj Reef, is home to some 6,000 people and is situated in the Bay of Bengal. It is known for its stunning beaches. Picture-perfect white sands and turquoise blue waters are lined by a backdrop of lush greenery. The most popular beach, Radhanagar Beach, also called Beach Number 7, is situated on the west coast. It was voted the best beach in Asia by Time magazine in 2004. On April 28th, 2010, towards the end of their trip across India, Hito and Lauren headed to Beach Number 7 on Havelock Island. It was just past 3 in the afternoon. The conditions were perfect. Hito was an experienced snorkeler and scuba diver. The two of them headed down to the water's edge, each carrying with them their masks and snorkels. There was no one else around. It was the perfect romantic getaway. They paddled into the water, wading in up to their waists. Then they pulled their masks over their faces and dived into the...
It's like you know what I'm about to do a shooting scene every time you jump up here.
The two of them swam along the corals, pointing out the brightly colored fish darting about beneath them. The water was clear. It was warm. Hito was foaming the snorkel with his underwater camera. Plus, the beach was deserted. The couple weren't alone. A predator was moving silently. Not one who would expect quite the power of the water. In fact, beneath the surface, holding its breath as it swayed its tail from side to side, propelling it through the ocean. A crocodile's skin, particularly on the head, is covered in pressure sensors known as interdimensionary sensory organs.
What are those alligators in there? Like it. I said them alligators.
This particular crocodile could sense the presence of Lauren and Hito along the reef. It is on the hunt for a meal. It made a beeline directly for the young couple, drawn to their movements, the vibrations from their splashes and their voices above the water's surface. Lauren and Hito headed towards a cove along the shore. As they swam along, Lauren suddenly felt something grab hold of her neck. It yanked her backwards, and she really thought that it was a shark. She cried out in alarm, and she was violently dragged through the water. She instinctively reached down to try and pull
Get out of here. Oh, but I do. And I'm gonna take your shit.
Exploded around her as she wrestled with an enormous creature. Hito could see a long, scaly body and a powerful tail thrashing above his head. His eyes were wide as he realized that a 12-foot crocodile had hold of his girlfriend by her leg. He immediately leapt into action. He didn't think about his own safety. He charged towards Lauren and
I'm cooking dinner and I'm playing games. Holler. Sorry about the alarm, guys. I'm cooking some pasta. I had to come check on it. That shit is fire.
Stanley swam frantically back to the beach to search for help. In the shallows, he screamed for help and half tripped, half sprinted across the beach into the nearby resort. Emergency services were deployed to the beach, and a search for Lauren ensued. But there was no sign of her. There was no sign of a struggle or of any remains or torn clothing that could verify Hito's version of events. With Lauren missing, the police grew suspicious of Hito and his story. Here was a young man in a secluded spot who was claiming that a crocodile had taken his girlfriend. It was a beach that had never seen crocodiles before. Hito was hauled off to the police station where the officers began to interrogate him. Hito was oblivious to their suspicions. All he could think about was Lauren and her family. It wasn't until the next day that a diver found Hito's camera on the seafloor by the reef. The camera was still working, and it was immediately inspected by police officers. They rewound the footage, and to their absolute horror, they could see that Hito had been telling the truth. As the camera had sunk to the bottom of the sea, it had captured glimpses of an enormous crocodile attacking Lauren. To their surprise, it also depicted Hito as the hero. When they replayed the footage over and over, trying to make sense of the attack, they could see the young man rushing over to Lauren and wrestling with the 12-foot reptile in an attempt to save his girlfriend. That footage was a lifesaver for Hito, but his heart was about to be torn to pieces as 2 days after the incident, authorities found Lauren's remains a short distance from the cove. She had been killed by the crocodile, and her body washed ashore. Both locals and tourists were shocked when the news of Lauren's tragedy spread. The beach was incredibly popular. It was one of the most beautiful beaches on the island, frequented by swimmers and snorkelers. Nobody had ever seen a crocodile there before. Nobody knew that they posed a risk until that moment. It was truly heartbreaking that it had happened to a young woman who was on holiday, having the best time of her life. The newest crocodile sanctuary was Lohaban Crocodile Sanctuary, located about 45 sea miles from where Lauren was attacked. There had never been any reports of escaped crocodiles, but in a search for Lauren, authorities came across 4 in the area. The local government were playing with people's lives. There was no signage to indicate that there could potentially be crocodiles in the water near beach number 7. This was something that Lauren's family was furious about. There was no way she would have entered the water if there was even the remotest chance of a crocodile being nearby. Lauren's death took the family hungry, like it would with anyone who lost somebody so young. But for them, it was almost too much to bear. Only 4 years before, in 2006, Lauren's parents, Frank and Kim, lost their eldest daughter, Emily, in a tragic rock climbing accident. She had been 24, 1 year younger than Lauren. Now both girls were dead, and both were tragic accidents simply for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Although it was no comfort to Lauren's family, her attack had been incredibly rare. In fact, it was thought that it was the first open-water attack by a crocodile in the Andaman Islands in history. In the past quarter century, there had only been 24 crocodile attacks, with 4 of them being fatal. These were typically in the mangrove areas or inland swamps of the island, habitats which were typical for crocodiles. Just 2 days before the incident, Lauren had emailed one of her longtime childhood friends. It was clear from her message that she was having the time of her life. But, as was so typical of Laura, she was also thinking about others, and one of her best friends was expecting her first baby. The message read, "Having an awesome and epic and hectic time in India. I miss you loads and wanted to wish you a happy, healthy anniversary. You rock my socks off." Tragically, by the time she had read Lauren's message, she had already met her horrifying flight affliction. The unthinkable horror of a wild animal attack unfolding on a family member right in front of your eyes is unbearable to imagine. The helplessness of not being able to protect your loved ones, the screams, the chaos, and the sheer brutality of such an event etch themselves into the memory of those who witness it, leaving scars that may never fully heal. Hit that like button and subscribe right now. In today's episode, we go over 3 times an animal fatally attacks someone in front of their loved ones. Welcome to Final Affliction.
Be right back.
Body cameras are supposed to protect both law enforcement and citizens. But what happens when officers are recorded breaking the law without them even realizing it?
Turn the camera off exactly on what video in the background.
These were the moments when corrupt cops didn't realize they were being recorded. We begin with the case of a deputy who believed his badge would protect him no matter what. But it wouldn't take long for his own colleagues to realize that what the deputy was accused of was far more disturbing than imagined.
Cooperation goes a long way. Absolutely. So is the truth. I'm a true seeker. We'll talk about it. I was in class all day. I know the next one.
On July 20th, 2023, officers from Charlotte County responded after a report of a domestic dispute involving a local detention staff member, identified as 22-year-old Dylan Landmark. To get to the bottom of it, the first step was sitting down with the woman at the center of it all.
Taking on the place on the road. I don't think we need to do that at this point. We're going to deviate just a little bit because I don't want to put you under oath right at this point because of what's going on. But what we're here for is an allegation that you're being physically abused by a partner of yours that you're currently residing with, and that member is a member of the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. That's why we're here. Okay, so it's my understanding that a current injury brought some suspicion by other members that were concerned for your safety, and that's why it's now in our hands and we're here talking about it.
As detectives began questioning the victim, Rebecca, it became clear that getting her to open up about what really happened wouldn't be simple at all.
So we're just doing some fact finding at the moment. I heard you went to the hospital Monday. Was it Monday? Okay. Is there anything that you want to talk about on that injury? Okay, so you got nothing to say about it whatsoever. Is there anything that you feel the sheriff's office should be involved in? Is there anything we can do to help you out with anything? I mean, at this point, without you divulging any information and talking about what we're kind of hearing on the sidelines, is there any help that the sheriff's office can help you get out of that situation?
Spinach.
Would there be anyone that you would feel more comfortable to talk to about it? There's nothing criminal going on by the other person.
And I didn't burn the rose. Holler.
Our biggest concern
Oh, I'm from.
you're okay. So, and I know you have children involved, and that's a huge concern in this whole thing. Are they home tonight? But are they with the father? No, okay. All right. So there's no issues there, correct? Okay. The situation at home right now, are you safe if you go home? You don't have any fear of there being any violence or anything like that? Because, we can get you help tonight, you know what I'm saying? Can I ask you currently right now that you're residing with? I'm not putting you under oath right now. So, I've heard that he's an employee. I've heard he's an employee in corrections. Right, Dylan, is that and there's nothing you want to discuss with us in this atmosphere right now?
At this point, Rebecca made it clear she wasn't ready to say more. So investigators turned to someone else who had been watching the situation unfold from the sidelines.
So what, in your own words, recently happened that was brought to your attention about those two?
Over the last few weeks, I just noticed marks on her.
What specifically were those marks that you noticed initially?
Black eye. It was my right eye.
Okay. Something about, what was another injury? Or...
Well, she mentioned about a busted eardrum.
Okay.
And then off duty, it went out and said some bruises on her.
Right. And what, when you saw those off duty, did those bruising look like?
Like fingerprints.
Like fingerprints, she had been grabbed on the shoulder or something like that?
Yes.
And at the time that those happened, which had been several weeks, correct? Those a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
Within the last 4 weeks.
Okay. So within the last several weeks, you noticed those injuries. Did you have any concern, or did she being Rebecca, did she discuss how those happened initially?
No. Can't really recall how I said it. I think I had said to her maybe about, did you give you a black eye? Right. And she had said, sugar head, yes. And then I said, and what about the busted eardrum? And she said, you had it 2 weeks ago. Did you do that to you? And she said, yes.
And then did she say anything else to you during the course of that conversation with her?
About what?
Anything. I mean, did she at any point, I mean, she admitted to the 3 incidents. Did you ask about the marks on her arm? Or no, once she just talked about the eye, the ear, that was enough for you? Okay.
Like you fixed the pivot wheel, baby.
I'm glad you liked it.
And then but she never said anything that you recall about her still being in fear of what he's going to do. To you, her concern is she just doesn't want him to get in trouble and lose his career over these actions. Is that how you're feeling? Not that she is in immediate need of assistance from the sheriff's office?
I can't recall everything said. She mentioned being in fear of going home at all.
Right. But she hasn't said that to you since.
I get it's not like, you know, my organization or anything like that, but like, when did you guys all talk about this? Because I'm completely out of the loop, apparently. I'd love to be a part of it. I don't know anything about it.
So the next day, law enforcement went straight to get Dylan.
Communication. It's always a beautiful thing.
I'm sorry, no one showing pictures. Please try to check the zip. Dylan?
Yes, sir. What's going on? Yeah, I was on the phone.
So does that mean we're meeting up before our normal time? What's going on? Can we talk about it before next week?
You want to talk to us?
Sure, absolutely. It's not.
Okay. Well, that's what we're going to talk about. I know the office. I know that. I've been here. Waiting for you. Okay. So, is she okay?
This is my fucking nerves, man. Swear to God. Ooh, I can't wait till I fucking retire.
Okay. Okay. Because you got a firearm over there. Oh. I'm going to go over here. Make sure you're loading up.
All these dusty ass people behind me.
I just picked up my car. Keys are right here. My wallet's in my car. I got no weapons in my car. Can I shut it off?
Yeah, we'll shut it off. I want to secure your car. I got to make sure you have enough because you know how this goes. We'd like to get both sides of storage, but we never want to go by one side of the story. But we have to treat it as a criminal investigation. Right. I know you probably do understand everything, but I have.
So did we all talk about it? I'm just trying to figure out when it got like talked about because clearly I didn't know anything about it. I go out with everybody every Wednesday, didn't hear anything about it. That's my fucking point.
And we're going to go back to the office. Right. Okay? Cooperation goes a long way. Absolutely. So it's a true secret. So I believe you just as much. Detective Resky is going to double check you because you're.
So clearly it's been being talked about, right?
If you're good with that.
I guess I just missed those conversations. All right, cool, whatever. See y'all tomorrow.
If we do it out here, it's not professional, man.
I understand.
Yeah.
I was in class all day. I don't even understand what's going on.
I know. That's why we're going to give you the opportunity, brother. You know what I mean? We're not here Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. My car's right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the end, Dylan Landmark was arrested and charged with felony domestic battery. The initial report led to a criminal case and an internal administrative review within the sheriff's office. Since then, Dylan has been placed on administrative leave without pay while the agency is conducting its own examination into the incident. The case is pending. Next up, a veteran state trooper found himself on the other side of the badge for being suspected of driving under the influence. However, what would soon raise more questions was the officers who put him in handcuffs.
Yo, I need information on Boss's wife. And what I know,
On July
what everybody has,
officers from the Indiana State Patrol caught a 12-year veteran trooper identified as Zachary Smith operating a vehicle while intoxicated. Instead of the encounter ending there, the problem was about to follow him home.
I'm not giving anybody's information out. Sorry, I'm not doing that. I wouldn't do it to you. I'm not gonna do it to him.
Listen, hey, it's not worth it. Trust me. So now you're going to come take my dog. Do you think I want to? No. Come on. Come on in. You gotta be a search warrant, no. Come on in.
Despite the initial tension, officers made their way into Zachary's house without a search warrant. But when they came back outside the residence, things started to escalate.
You're still hostated right now. I know. I can see them. Just go somewhere. Hopefully not with your kids. While you're gone. It doesn't matter why. This explains why I'm getting the dog. Come on, Zach. Let's get trust me. Come on. Let's get the dog. What am I being arrested for? What am I being arrested for? You saw me driving, and what am I being arrested for? Do you see me driving? Yes, I did. No, I'm talking to this people right here is arrested. I didn't see you driving, not here. I have probable cause to believe you've operated a vehicle while intoxicated. You must now offer you the opportunity to submit to a chemical test and inform you that your refusal to submit to a chemical test will result in suspension of your driving privileges for 1 year. You have at least one previous conviction for operating while intoxicated. Your refusal to submit to a chemical test will result in suspension of your driving privileges for 2 years. You understand what I read to you? Yes, sir. All right, well, you can now go down and take a test, don't you? Okay. There was no traffic stop and no probable cause for a traffic stop. I have no clue how you can do a DUI stop when you don't have a traffic stop. I have not committed a crime. Have I committed a crime? Yes. How? Did you watch me? Okay. Did you watch me do a vehicle violation? Did you do a probable cause stop, traffic stop, and have probable cause that I was intoxicated? I'm not doing it with you. Stop. You're rolling in my house. I'm pretty exposed. No probable cause. We have no traffic stops. We have no guilty bribe. No good. No DPT. They go, you know what? I'm going to put an Indiana State Trooper right around.
Sure.
Sure.
You all good there? Bye now.
doing this, huh? The product's in the back of the truck and ready to move. Get it to the buyer, and you're done. And...
Where the hell did you come from?
Yeah, you do, bitch. Just the way you said no means you do. You know exactly what the fuck she's talking about. I need a cigarette. These people stress me out.
With the confirmation that the woman knew the deputy, identified as Lamar Roman, she began walking detectives through exactly how she met him in the first place.
So, it's sale day. Okay, we're throwing this stuff out on the trash. Pick up the products and get to the cops.
On February, but the very first day, which was February 3rd, they had us shuttled over to the first loop, and as soon as I had to get off the bus, it was like immediately it was, oh my god, why didn't nobody tell me we were models to set? To be very loud and alarm. Okay. And I didn't point out immediately, I'm like, this is so uncomfortable. Yes.
This is so uncomfortable. Why? Because you got caught?
It's not what I wanted to do. This was ready to get off the bus. Stupid, I was walking to the show. Yeah. And she was just another cop. But at this point, I was like, this is really confident. This is another cop from the show. I was really confident, sure. And so, we are standing where the person was happening and we're walking to it. And I was thinking I was cigarettes at that point, but then I parted ways because I know I was what was happening to the guy's off inside. And he comes up to me and says, hey, I apologize if I didn't feel uncomfortable or disrespectful you. And I'm like, oh no, you're fine. And he said, what's your name? And I was like, Madison. And he's like, do you live in the town?
Did she just say how to suck your dick?
Oh,
that's what I heard.
And then he said, oh, cool, so you live in America? I'm like, yeah. And then they asked us second to go in, so then we went in. And then as soon as we went back out, and I was by myself, and then he came back up to me, and he's like, hey, do you have like social media? And I'm like, I noticed the ring last year, but then again, I'm like, it's the real popular.
Despite having a wedding ring and being on duty, Lamar wasn't done. And as filming continued, he found more reasons to keep coming back to the wedding.
He's like, pulled up his phone, and I'm not mean enough to be like, leave me alone, right? So, he was
Was he hitting on her or something?
I guess in your rifle.
And as a cop doing this, how old is she?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then, the understanding is, I won't hold it in, it's like, you won't leave me alone, you're going to let me know. No, this is starting ever since I got off the bus. And then they called the second team in again, and then, when we were off, we back up to me, he said, oh, I can dance by the way. I'm like, cool. Okay, so then I started thinking a little more, changing my tone of voice, and I'm like, cool. And then he's like, he came up to me like 3 or 4 times, and I was pulled away by another standing, and I was pulled away by a girl that goes to a church, and he came up to me again, and he's like, I'm gonna pull you over. And I'm like, no, you're not. And he's like, you're gonna find me, I'm like, pull you over. He's like, flirting, like, acting like this was a joke. And he's like, no, you're not. And my boyfriend would not be happy. I wouldn't recommend that. And then he was like, he starts laughing about, and then, then that's when the church girl pulled me aside, and she's like, you good? And I'm like, yeah, the guy was holding me wrong. And I looked over at him, and he's like, he was out talking to this other police officer. And I'm like, okay, this is just like weird. And then the last time he came up to me, he's like, I'm leaving in 30 minutes. And I'm like, are you a real cop or fake? And he was like, he starts laughing, and he goes, I'm a real cop. They like ask us if we want to work certain shifts after our shifts. And I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, okay. And then just walking away.
Joked about finding the victim and pulling him. And on the last day of filming, he made good.
On February 20th, the last day that
So Hankins and all them got in trouble for was pulling a bunch of women over.
I was was telling Amber it was around 4:12 because I texted one immediately, and I also called my boyfriend to be like, yo, this just happened. And I was a little past Big Pine, and all of a sudden I'm driving in Texas City traffic, like nothing's too bad, and I see this cop on the side here, and he cuts off the truck behind me, and I'm like, and immediately I'm like, this is him, like I know it's him, and I can see him in my like rear view mirror, and I'm like, he better not pull me over, and he pulled me over, and then he came up to my passenger window, and I had that window down, and I knew it was you, and like, does all my information pop up in the screen? Like, how did you know it was you? Because like, I was supposed to find you and work over. And then it was like, when I was supposed to be your boyfriend was in the car, so I could pull him out and give him a hard time. And I'm like, again, I would not recommend that. And he's like, why don't we call me back on Instagram? And I was like, I'm late. I wasn't technically working that day. I was just going to say bye to everyone and a couple more people. And I told him that I was late already, just to kind of get out of the situation. And I was like, I have to go, I'm supposed to be at 4, and can I go? He's like, yeah. Just kind of like looking around in my car, and I'm like, can I please go? And then finally just like, yeah, let me go. And yeah, I was telling people about it, down there, and like recording. I don't feel, I don't know.
Records show Lamar had searched the victim's information through the state's law enforcement database multiple times over several weeks. With that on the table, investigators brought him in to explain himself.
So, like an investigation, really for revenue, and some gateway stuff, right? So, do you have any idea what it's about?
I think so.
Okay. Well, what do you think it's about?
I know I've stopped people, did some, investigation, and kind of looked, I found David, and but then that's it.
Okay. Who did you look at David for?
For warrants.
Okay. I mean, I'm not talking in our law enforcement capacity, but this goes a little bit beyond that. Okay, so, it's my understanding that, based on what we've seen, you're aware of somebody that. Okay. How do you know this is?
I talked to him.
Get the fuck out of here.
Added detail.
Added detail?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Like, it's not really, I'm trying to tell you what you were about. Yeah.
Okay, well, it was kind of like a thing where she gave me her name, we were kind of teasing.
Hitting on her, like,
it was kind of like one of those.
Okay. That's,
oh my god.
Flirt, right? Yeah. So you met her on detail?
Mm-hmm.
What detail?
Okay.
Okay. And after you met her, like, what happened after that?
She was like giving me hints, like, hey,
You don't need hints though, you need directs, because you're a fucking cop, so there's no hints. Let's start there.
Something like that.
She gave me hints.
She was leading me on.
Lamar had framed
That's his delusion.
Right.
Teasing and flirting, but investigators weren't done with him.
Like when you said she was saying good luck finding, was that in like text or in person? Okay, now so then we're going to the kind of going back and forth. At any point did you guys exchange numbers or anything?
No, so I just got it.
How they got her and stuff? Did you hear her on the side at all?
Yeah.
Okay. What was that exchange like?
Just hey, like, it's nice to meet you.
Just sliding it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening on the phone.
Yeah.
So was she communicating back or anything? That makes sense.
I said one thing, and I just like went back off. I was Yeah, I'm married, so
You're married.
It stays with us. Like, beyond this room.
How's your wife gonna feel about you getting hints from some chick?
Right.
When that goes to telling you about everything else, right? So back to her. Okay, so you met her, the other's father, did you have David? Yes. Why did you have David?
For some reason, I didn't mean to, but...
You didn't mean to go on a date with her?
I knew right when I picked it out. So I kind of went back. But... Because I was able to find him on...
stuff. Okay.
Well, I mean, I got her instant that day.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like... You know, I was just teasing her. I was gonna find her... You know, and...
So you ran a name of David?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did it in my birth.
Okay, so you ran a name on the CTI vision. Did you buy any info on that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, did you put whatever you found in I said, well, I did it.
Lamar admitted he did a database search and that it wasn't the only rule he broke. At this point, the investigators pressed further, starting with whether Deputy Roman had done it more than once.
You ran it more than once a day? So you know that many more than once a day?
I don't know how many times.
Okay.
I think it was once. I recall.
You recall once. Yeah, right.
Did anything else happen with this, you know? Did you involved in it?
No.
The database, nothing else? Okay. Did you pull her over?
Yeah, you know you did. You know she's asking you these questions. She already knows the answer. Why are you lying?
You think that was really recent?
I think like last week. I don't know. It's like 46.
When you pulled her over, do you know it was her?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have a legal reason to pull her over? Okay. So on the 19th, when you pulled her over, was no legal reason for the stop? Did you call out the stop on the radio?
I tried, but I had no reception. But at that point, I was just going to say hi, you know, got you, and we were laughing, and that's kind of it.
Okay. But you didn't put her in the car or anything for it? Okay. Did you put her on this with the car?
Yes.
Okay. Is that how you knew she was at South Bend? That's why you passed multiple cars and it's open and went on about 3 times prior to getting behind her. So you're pursuing her in an effort to just stop her as well. Alright. Did you have any legal reason to put her in the office? Suspected of anything? Have you guys communicated since that time?
No, I think that was it. Just wanted to do that, and no, but that's the last time.
At this point, Lamar had admitted the stop, the hot list, and the lack of any legal reason for either. But investigators wanted to know if this was really the only time he'd crossed that line.
Has there been any other individuals that was found in the area?
It's for other cases. I know I've used that for the hot list as well, but that's the only one that
For both the hot list, David and CIC, you've used for people with warrants, you're trying to find somebody for legalism, right?
Yeah, but
But with her, it was just to kind of holler at her.
She was my phone. Yeah.
What's that like now?
Well, I mean, like, I thought she was like a model from like the actors, you know, that got cast on that like, and I was like, I want to go say hi, and I did, and it was just like, are you a model? I got so like family, she's like, no, local, and we got into this thing, and then she called her name. You should follow me. It's the, thing. It's like, you should follow me. You better not be like, maybe I do a couple days after. I don't know. Like, right after that. And then, I mean, not getting any dates or anything. It was just time.
Did you know that running her in David was illegal? What was your goal with all this? Like, what did I do?
I don't know. I thought I don't know. I think just meet someone like that, and kind of getting the high from it. And, she was leading on, and it was just one of those things where, I don't know, she was kind of pushing.
Even knowing his conduct with Delaney was illegal, Lamar did it anyway. Now, the department was moving forward with charges. Deputy Roman was about to find out what that meant right in front of his wife.
Yeah, the bond fund stuff, like already lined up. They don't even, no, I don't have 5K. I'll talk to your wife. Who are you getting from? So we're tired. We're tired, so man, talk to her. Today. At this point, it's kind of just an area. It's kind of that line. Contact me, I'm not sure what they'll do. But they're going to record it. But when they have stuff, and not now, more exactly,
As the arrest wrapped up, one officer had a few final words for Lamar.
It should be consistent. As long as it's in the system, it should.
That's what I mean. It is what it is. We're here now. Just remember what I said about just speak up, okay? No, it seems that way right now, but in the scheme of things, treat your passage well. Alright? Listen, I wish you the best of luck, okay? Keep your head up.
Lamar Roman was transported to the Monroe County Jail. He was released after posting a $50,000 bond. At the end of June, Lamar Roman entered a pretrial intervention program, meaning that as long as he completes the required tasks, like community service or counseling, his charges could be dropped. Next up, a state trooper believed he could pin a felony on an innocent woman without anyone ever finding out the truth, until the woman herself decided to report it, unlocking the continuing investigation.
I'm Miss Grace Martin. You wish to talk to us now.
I wish you know this is doing all right. Yes, sure.
Again, let's stay away from the playing dumb.
John really is something
How many files were on?
A lot.
On July 1st, 2024, investigators with the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office made their way to the county jail to confront 33-year-old Deputy Trevor Wilkes, one of their own. When the investigators went after him, Trevor had no idea about what was going to happen next.
Hi. Hey, come check out this tag back here. You got this, something wrong with your tag. I didn't know you were Trevor. What's up? Who this? I got the king running back. Yeah, absolutely. Pull it on up. Gotcha. All right, thank you.
When officers approached Trevor, he offered no resistance. What Trevor didn't know yet was that inside that interrogation room, detectives were about to ask questions they already had answers for.
I know, I'm sure that you have a bunch of questions. Your name came up in a case of mine that I think you'll be able to help me out with. And I want to hear anything you have to say. I want to clear some things up. And then having these rights in mind, you wish to talk to us now.
I wish you knew this is going on right now, but yes, sure.
Okay, I can definitely understand that. So you mentioned Facebook Messenger. What other social media apps do you use? How about Kik? Really? Social media?
I've heard of like WhatsApp, but Kik.
WhatsApp is another one, yeah.
Okay.
So here I am sitting behind you, affording you an opportunity to clear some things up and to explain things. Everything's explainable, right? So right now I just have one side of something, and I'd really like to get your side, and it involves your Kik account.
Okay.
So let's stay away from that. What the hell is Kik? Because you know what Kik is.
Okay.
Okay, so how long have you been on Kik?
I'm about a year ago, so I'm assuming it's the same one I want.
At first, Trevor claimed he had no idea what Kik even was, but the moment the officer made clear that they already knew about his account, the act was dropped. What Trevor didn't realize was that playing dumb wasn't going to get him very far.
What?
Trevor, again, let's stay away from the playing dumb.
No, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh no, you heard what the fuck she said.
No, yeah, I mean, down to it.
Down to it. And then what about... so there's two. Is that full two?
I don't know.
You know when the fuck you made your kicks.
I would love that.
I don't remember which one I used.
We used both on two different Kik accounts.
Okay.
So let's stay away from the playing dumb.
Right, like, you're a cop, dude, and on top of it, you're a sheriff, so you already know whatever the fuck she's gonna ask you, she already has the answers. So why are you playing these games?
I want to get better understanding, and I want to see if you can help me find some other
I mean, it's really anybody. When people are asking questions, 90% of the time, they already know the fucking answers. So that whole playing dumb, stupid shit just does not work. So we used to tell the kids all the time, if I'm asking you, I already know. So don't play with me. Right, you won't, yeah, we can work, I can work through anything that's the truth. You gonna get fucked up over the line.
What were you doing on there?
So I was gonna do this prolong the chat.
Yeah, it's just gonna piss me off.
What are you trying to
Barbecue?
What's okay, cool.
Like, like some of my friends use like bananas, straight stuff, just like that.
What do you search for?
Usually trying to bring a little straight.
So this is a search term series.
Well, I mean, whatever term was.
So when was the last time that you were on Kik?
2 weeks ago.
Okay.
We went from you didn't have a Kik, it's old, you don't know what Kik is, that was 2 weeks ago. Shut up!
What's the first thing that you do on? Like, do you go out and search for a specific chat thread?
I mean, you can, what people can send them, depends on what groups you're in.
Okay. So tell us about the groups you were in the last time you were on Kik.
Okay, so there was like an anything Lily group, and then we just
And how did the conversation go on that one? Like, there's a lot of different things, right? And then we kind of just stopped the shot already.
What are you laughing at?
For answers, his responses grew increasingly evasive, showing that a careful choice about what to reveal. But the deeper the detective dug, the harder it was going to be for Trevor to keep his story together.
I would like to know about many of the links that you were sending.
My kid lies better than you, sir.
Okay, so like, what kind of things would you share?
Some different chat.
So you like go with things from different chat groups? Don't be a Dropbox.
I get nervous there, sir.
Okay. Tell us about that. What type of you see?
They sent it to me. And then, you know, you're on a TV conversations, and I'm like, hey, check this out.
Okay. So they had told you to download Dropbox?
Yes.
Okay. What did they send you?
It was just the Dropbox.
Okay. But like, what was in there?
What was in the Dropbox?
Yeah.
What was in the Dropbox? Yeah, motherfucker. I'm asking about what's in the Dropbox, stupid.
Individuals.
How many files were there?
A lot.
When you say a lot, what's that mean?
Hundreds.
So from that one Dropbox link, there were hundreds?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay. So Trevor, as part of this investigation, we obtained and executed search warrants for your kid's house. Okay. So with that,
I tell you, I already knew. You got child porn or something?
Okay.
So keeping in mind that we have all of your messages and we can see what it is that you are chatting to people about and what it is that you are discussing, you want to reframe the responses that you've just given.
What do you do now here? What can I do to help you out?
To help me out, first, with the honest answers, I can understand self-preservation, and I can understand trying to minimize, throwing things away, hiding this under the rug. However, what I need from you is to put that aside and to be honest with me. Because like I said, a lot of the information, a lot of answers, we have it, but this is what we have, right? And we have the files. What I don't have is the how did we get here, Trevor? How did you get to this place in your life to be participating in here?
When officers brought up the materials Trevor had been exchanging on Kick, he admitted to sharing and receiving some type of adult content. But detectives knew it was more than that. So when Trevor sensed the officers weren't convinced, he decided to change the angle of the story.
To be honest with you, so we have this. Yeah, I don't know how.
Trevor, you're seeking.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to figure this out.
I'm trying to figure this out to how to figure it out. This cracker.
Why these people are doing this? You don't understand that.
You're in here and you're talking about going to Thailand. And Trevor, here's the thing.
Oh, yep, child porn. Why else you don't talk about Thailand?
To people, you're transmitting it. You're not just receiving it. You're receiving it and you're transmitting it. You're sending it out. You're doing this at work. You're doing this at home.
You did this shit on police computers? You a dumbass. You deserve to get arrested. Yes,
so
you do.
where else do you get these files from?
This is. I'm trying to understand. Is that what do you want?
What do I want from you? I want you to tell me how you got this CP in your phone. That's what I want to know. You're a sheriff.
You're not.
Well, what do you want?
Settling it out and stuff is not making it better.
No, it's not. Which is why I'm stuck. Because I sit there and I'm like, what can I do? Because like my brain, what I was thinking was, how do I compile this? How do I figure out a way of doing something about this? And there's nothing. There's nothing I can do.
There's nothing you can do. I bet you there's something they're gonna do to you. How much you wanna bet that? So you gonna tell me you as a sheriff couldn't do nothing about CP that's being sent to you, but these two women sitting in front of you is about to show you exactly what the fuck they can do. Because you distributed it and you had it in your fucking files. Piece of shit.
So in my brain, I'm collecting these.
It's just like really, these motherfuckers are just disgusting.
Trevor claimed that everything he had
like nobody's safe.
part of a personal effort to catch the real bad guys. But when detectives looked at the chat record, what they found told a very different story.
Yeah, I'm sure he was.
I don't know, and I don't know how to figure that out. That's literally what I thought. I don't know how to work out who they are. I don't know how to do it. So like somebody's gonna tell you that.
Have you asked?
No.
Have you met up with any of these people?
No. I obviously I wouldn't unless I was doing this, but I can't do it. No. I'm trying to collect these people. Like in my mind, I'm trying to get them together so that I can figure out who they are. Like you have to build a trust. You know.
This motherfucker. I can't stand these bitches. I swear, cops should shit on my fucking ass every
If you tell somebody in the chat, oh, hey, I want to report you because it's disgusting.
Well, yeah, that's not going to get you very far.
So you have to play their game.
What I'm saying, though, is that you have these multiple chat threads, whether it's a group chat or whether they're individual chats. And the conversation is only about trading. There's no conversation to figure out who they are. There's no conversation to figure out what's going on here. Of course,
You didn't think, Mr. Sheriff, that you should add some of that in there just so you could later on say, oh yeah, I was just trying to do an investigation.
What are they doing for these people? And mentally, I'm having a really hard time understanding that and having that make sense because it's a load of bull.
Get him, girl.
I know it's fine, but I'm
And that's why strategically they put 2 women in front of him.
dealing with all of this because, like I said in the start of this, when you first started feeding us lies, we're giving you an opportunity here to step forward, to be a man, to honor that badge that you wear every damn day, and have some integrity and own up to what you've been doing.
The chat history told a story that had nothing to do with catching criminals. With no attempts to gather evidence or to report anyone. Cornered and running out of options, Trevor changed his approach once again.
In all of the people that you've chatted with, have you ever gotten any names or information on them?
No, because they disappear. Because he had to deactivate their accounts. Which is interesting, but every time I try to rework that, it like try to last long enough, so to speak, to try to work with these people on. So then, literally, a couple weeks ago, I don't know. There's nothing I can do. But if you want to do everything, that's what I'm doing. So I can know how it works, and that's fine.
No, is it fine? Because you're going to go to prison and you're going to be, and it's bad enough you're a cop and you're a PDF? You don't stand a chance, fat boy. See, that's where I love the criminal system at, is because this criminal system's going to take care of the fucking justice system that don't fucking work. We got more standards than you motherfuckers.
Well, what do you want? You want to remember that picture or you have a lot? I don't remember.
Could that be because you've seen so many files?
No, probably not. Probably because it's not something that I care to.
Have you made files yourself?
No. But literally, you're not going to find anything on my phone. Go through it, please do. I don't make files. I don't like it.
You liked it enough to have hundreds of files, so what are we talking about? Yeah, that's usually how it is when you don't like something. It's like, oh, I can't stand this.
I gotta collect it so nobody else can have it.
Right, I'm gonna take all of it so no one else can get it. Dude, can you sit down? Why do you pick that same spot? You do this every time. Can we not?
You could have reported it to NCMEC. You could have reported it here to your job.
You know, because you're a cop.
Yes, let me put it this way. I have no faith in the system.
You have no faith in the system? You worked for as a cop. Okay. All right, Ninja. All right, we hear you. That motherfucker said, I don't have no faith in the system I work for. Ha! Well, they caught your ass. So they did something right.
Under strict conditions, including electronic monitoring and restrictions on internet access and contact with mom. After initially pleading not guilty to multiple charges across 2 separate cases, Trevor later pleaded guilty in December 2025. Trevor was ultimately sentenced to 4 years in prison, followed by 5 years of supervised probation, and is expected to remain incarcerated until around 2030.
Yeah. You eat those words, that justice took some work on your ass, didn't it, Ninja? Stupid motherfucker. This is why we gotta do a reaction channel, baby.
Is it all the way I can watch it?
What if I told you that some pets grew so massive that the Guinness World Records had no choice but to What if I told you that some pets grew so massive that the Guinness World Records had no choice but to document them? A horse so tall its owner needed a ladder just to brush it. A cat longer than most medium-sized.
Ah, look at that baby. I want one of them. I want one of them so bad. One day.
These are not fairy tales.
Oh my god, I have so much fun with that thing.
With certified records, real photographs, and eyewitness.
You're like, where are you at? Taking the cat out for a walk? Ah, we're going to the waterfront, baby. I'm taking this big motherfucker everywhere with me. the side partner I wanted out of Princess, I'll get out that big fucking cat. Come up to me if you want to, motherfucker. Fuck a dog, I got a pussy. Him bitch got big ears and big paws.
Standing 210 centimeters tall and weighing 1,133 kilograms. To put that into perspective, his owner, Jerry Gilbert, needed a ladder just for routine grooming. Big Jake lived at Smoky Hollow Farm in Wisconsin, where Jerry raised him from a 9-day-old foal. By 2010, Guinness World Records made it official. This was the biggest horse on the planet. But here is where it gets even more interesting. Big Jake consumed an entire bale of hay every single day, on top of 20 kilograms of concentrated feed. He grew so fast and so large that his barn had to be rebuilt not once, not twice, but 3 times just to keep up with him. In 2013, he visited Chicago for a charity event where over 5,000 people stood in line for hours just to stand next to him and take a photo. That's great. Not ride him, just stand
You see what Trump's doing? You're going to start feeding us horse meat?
Passed away in June 2021.
Yeah. So apparently we're buying a bunch of meat from some other country that China and Russia or some other places turned down because it was horse meat. Well, not only are we doing that, but we're also riling up all the wild horses that is protected by America, because that's America's, like, you know, whatever, research. Well, yeah, they're not allowed to kill them or anything. And so he don't give a fuck about none of that. He's riling them up and doing something with them. We all gonna be eating them later. That's what's gonna happen.
This was not a zoo animal. This was a living, breathing apex predator in his own territory. What made this tiger truly terrifying was what the camera traps recorded. This giant was documented hunting and taking down a 200-kilogram adult brown bear, an animal most predators would avoid entirely, in just 20 minutes of combat. He had been tracked for 3 years via GPS collar after attacking cattle on a nearby farm, and in 2018, authorities relocated him to a more remote region after he wandered dangerously close to a village of 300 people. His home territory stretched across 800 square kilometers, roughly the size of a medium-sized city, and not a single rival tiger dared to enter it. Genetic analysis later revealed something
He said, I'm Big Daddy around this motherfucker.
This tiger was a direct descendant of tigers preserved through a Soviet conservation program dating back to the 1950s. A living legacy of history, built like a tank and ruling his world without competition. Have you ever seen a wild tiger this size? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
I think he's beautiful, that's what I think. Look at that big motherfucker. Now, if I was ever get another dog, which we wouldn't, but if we ever did, those big Congos dogs or whatever, you know what I'm talking about, the big ones? You know what I'm talking about, baby? You know those big Congo dogs or whatever? I forget what they're called. Corsos. Them motherfuckers are beautiful. I love those. That's a dog I would love to have. But you need a fucking 3 jobs just to feed that big motherfucker.
And the world could not believe what it was seeing. This was not a small family pet. This was a walking, breathing wall of muscle that happened to wag its
He
tail.
said a wall of muscle.
But here is the part that will really surprise you.
He was a big old baby.
Hulk's breeding rights alone have earned his owner over $500,000. A single litter commands $30,000. And in 2017, Hulk fathered 8 puppies that sold for $50,000.
Yeah, because everybody's like, shit, baby, just baby,
That is
just
one
baby.
litter worth
That big motherfucker will produce one.
In 2016, he appeared on Barcroft TV, where footage of him training gently alongside young children left viewers completely
Well, that's what people don't understand. Pit bulls are not bad. It's the way the person treats them. Any animal. I truly believe that. Because I'm out with fucking stray animals all the time. And
intimidating appearance and the controversy surrounding
they even protect me because I feed them.
has never once shown aggression towards humans.
One of the guys was joking around one day and acted like they was going to play around. And his own dog was like, rah.
Sometimes
Like, don't fuck with Miss Summer. She feeds us.
Number 12. The Great Dane.
Man, I'm fishing all my missions
Imagine
today.
opening your front door and coming face to face with your dog. Not looking down at him, but looking directly into his eyes. That was everyday life for the Dorlag family of Otsego, Michigan. Zeus was the tallest dog ever recorded in history, standing 111 centimeters at the shoulder and stretching to 230 centimeters when he stood on his 2 hind legs. Guinness World Records made it official in 2011, and the world has never forgotten him. Living with Zeus was like living with a very friendly, very hungry horse. He ate 14 kilograms of food every single day, costing his family over $200 a week just in meals.
Jesus.
Normal water
That
bowls
Great
were completely
Dane.
useless.
Look at him.
Zeus
He's
drank
beautiful.
directly from the bathroom sink because nothing else was big enough. He weighed 70 kilograms and slept on a
That's
king-size
a
sofa.
big ass fucking dog, dude. I'd ride that motherfucker like a
Off the
pony.
dining table. He simply walked over and helped himself. But beyond his extraordinary size, Zeus had a heart to match. In 2012, he visited a children's hospital where his massive, yet incredibly gentle presence brought smiles to terminally ill children in a way that words simply cannot describe. Sadly, Zeus passed away in 2014 at just 5 years old from osteosarcoma, a heartbreaking reality that
He's
many
so
giant
pretty.
breeds face far too soon.
Yeah, because he's not. Look at that. That's what I
Number
want right
11,
there.
Arcturus.
A Taurus, baby.
Most cats in your neighborhood probably struggle to reach the kitchen counter. Rather, they jump, stretch, and knock things
One
over
day,
trying
baby,
to
we're
get
going to have one of those. It's going to be right
Arcturus
around
did
our
not have
house.
that problem.
I'm going to sell mad fucking soap so I can get me one of them.
This extraordinary feline was certified
Look
by
how
Guinness
beautiful
World
she
Records in
is. Oh, those
2016
spots.
as the tallest domestic cat ever recorded. He lived in Southfield, Michigan, with his
Look
owners
how
Will
beautiful
and
he is.
Lauren
Oh, my
Powers,
God.
alongside his brother Cygnus.
Look at that face. His face. Oh, I love those two. Either one of those will be fine with me. Either the fluffy one or the cheetah one.
Holders living under the same roof. Arcturus was an
Look at the
F2
spots on
Savannah
him.
cat, a cross between an African serval and a domestic cat, and everything about him reflected his wild ancestry. He weighed 14 kilograms,
big old
ate
kisses.
500 grams of raw meat every single
He gives
day.
me kisses with his little bitty self, but that big get kissed like that, he'll whip your whole face. Woo! Look at that.
Neighbors watched in pure disbelief as he
Oh,
walked
he's
through
so
the
pretty.
neighborhood on a harness, with children.
I'm not playing. I'll take mine walking everywhere. I sure the fuck would. I've been, come on, baby, we're going.
2015,
I'm gonna get a little sparkly collar,
special episode
and we gonna go.
dedicated to feline
Look at
hybrid
him.
breeds.
He's so
But this
handsome.
story takes a
He's
deeply
so
heartbreaking
handsome. Hold him like a big old baby.
In 2017, a house fire tragically took the lives of both
Aww.
Arcturus and his record-breaking brother Cygnus, along with every other animal the Powers family had.
Oh, that sucks.
2 world records and an entire family of beloved pets gone in one
Oh, my.
devastating night.
That would hurt. That would break my
Arcturus
heart.
was more than just the tallest cat in the world. He was one of a kind in
He was
every
their
sense.
baby.
Number 10.
Look at his little fat ass.
The
Look,
world's
bandit.
fattest
The
raccoon.
fattest raccoon. Ha! He's super
When most
cute.
people think of a raccoon, they picture a small, masked creature rummaging through trash cans at night. Bandit was
Yeah,
something
those little
else
motherfuckers.
entirely. Born
Look
and
how
raised
fat
in
he
Palmerton,
is.
Pennsylvania, this raccoon was destined to make history in the most unexpected
God
way.
bless.
Here's
He's
the
not.
part that
This
surprises
motherfucker's
everyone.
got a whole bottle.
His owner consistently denied that she overfed him. Bandit's extraordinary weight gain was not about how much he ate. It was because he was born with a bad thyroid gland.
Oh, little
His
fatty.
body simply could not stop growing. By 1999, he had ballooned to 52.5 pounds, and that was enough to earn him an official spot in the
Look
Guinness
how
World
chunky he is. He's so
But he
cute. I
was
want to
nowhere
squeeze
near
him.
done. He kept growing. 54 pounds, then 64.
Look
then
at his little
pushing
fat
past
ass.
70.
Oh my god.
What made Bandit truly unforgettable
And his name is
was
Bandit.
his
I love that.
personality. He became a regular at a local ice cream world shop, where he
He
would
was a
pick up
regular at the ice cream shop.
with his paws and drink it through a straw. He appeared multiple times on the Food Network and was even featured on a British radio show.
Imagine being on the
This
Food
was
Network
not
and you're
just
not
a
the
fat
dick. Look,
raccoon.
he's so cute. Look at him. You can tell me he's not cute. With his fat
May
ass.
2004, with his weight reaching nearly 75 pounds.
Oh
and an early
my
sign of
god.
cancer
He'd be too fat to chase you.
Bandit had to be euthanized at the
Oh.
age of 10. A
Why?
bittersweet ending to one of the most unique animal stories ever
Oh yeah,
recorded.
cancer. Poor baby.
Number 9.
OMG. Look at that big ass rabbit. See, this is what I fuck some kids. I don't need fuck them kids. Now our kids are grown. What I'm saying is fuck having any more kids. I want animals. Look how fat he is.
Threat to his throne was living right under the same roof.
Oh.
His own son Jeff, at just 1 year old, was already 3 feet and 8 inches long.
Oh my
and his owner,
God.
Annette Edwards, was already predicting that Jeff would outgrow his father. Darius, weighing 22.2
Look, they're so
kilograms and
fucking
measuring 4 feet and 4
big.
inches,
Could you imagine the rabbit foot on that motherfucker on your keychain? Oh
but
my
Jeff
god.
was not done growing. With 6 months still left to grow at the time of measurement, Jeff was already breathing down his father's neck.
Oh,
Two
he's so
giants,
cute. They're so
same
cute.
owner, same home, one inevitable showdown. So what is the secret behind
Oh, what did
Annette's
one kill one?
extraordinary
The other
rabbits?
one?
The rabbits consume
His
around
feet.
2,000 carrots and 700 apples every single year, on top of specialist rabbit food every day and a full bale of hay every week. Annette spends around 5,000 pounds a year just to keep them fed and cared for. And because they are so large, each rabbit sleeps in a dog crate built to house a German shepherd. A rabbit dynasty built one carrot at a time. Truly one of the most remarkable animal stories you will ever come across.
Oh my god.
Number 8.
That's a
Gary.
gerbil? Look how big that fucking thing is.
Most people hear the word rodent and immediately think of something small, fast, and unwelcome. Gary had absolutely no interest in fitting that description. Tipping the scales at around 120 pounds and standing nearly 2 feet tall.
That fucking, he weighs as much as I do. He weighs 10 pounds less than I do. That is fucking insane.
Melanie Tipaldos fell in love with capybaras during a holiday in Venezuela and later adopted Gary from an owner who could no longer care for him. From that moment, Gary became family. The couple
He's
built
so
a giant
cute, though.
pool in their garden so Gary could swim freely, just as capybaras do in the wild. He was also introduced to the rest of the family's pets: a horse, rabbits, tortoises, dogs, and a cat. What truly sets Gary apart is his personality. He comes when called, knows how to shake, turn in a circle, stand on his hind legs, and jump on things on command, learning tricks faster than most dogs would.
Oh shit, I forgot
He
all
sleeps
about
in the
that.
bed, sits on the sofa during family TV time, and goes on car trips. Melanie even takes him to local schools to educate children about capybaras. And as soon as children see him, they all want to come over and pet him. A 120-pound rodent that the whole neighborhood loves. Now that is a pet story worth telling. Number 7, Blossom.
Oh my god, that is a big ass cow.
Most cows blanket
Ah,
their
poor
background of the farm
baby.
without much fuss. Blossom had a different agenda entirely. Standing at 190 centimeters tall, measured from hoof to withers, Blossom the Holstein Friesian cow was officially certified by Guinness World Records in 2014 as the tallest cow on the planet. To put that into perspective, she stood taller than the vast majority of professional basketball players.
She's a cow's taller than a fucking basketball player. That's
Her
wild as
extraordinary
fuck.
height did not appear to be inherited. Both her parents were completely normal sized. She simply kept growing. Patty Meads Hansen had owned Blossom since she was just 8 weeks old, raising her on a farm in Orangeville, Illinois. Because Blossom could not produce milk or reproduce, most farmers would have sent her to market without a second thought. Patty chose differently. Blossom became a family pet, wearing a hat and posing for photographs as the official greeter of Patty's home-based business, Memory Lane Crafting Retreat. Tourists drove hundreds of kilometers just to stand next to her and take a photo. What made Blossom truly special was her temperament. Her owner described her as completely unaffected by all the attention that surrounded her. As long as she had her oats and her daily chin rubs and ear scratches, life was good. A 6'2" cow with the personality of a lapdog.
She said, look, I don't give a fuck about none of y'all.
Passed away on the
Just give
26th
my
of May,
food.
2015
Oh, she
at
just
the age
passed.
of 13 after suffering an irreparable leg injury. Following her passing, Guinness upgraded her title from tallest living cow to the tallest cow ever recorded, a record that still stands to this day. She earned her place in history twice, once in life and once in death. Number 6, Hercules.
Hercules, Hercules.
A lion is terrifying. A tiger is terrifying. Now imagine combining both into a single animal and watching what happens.
She's got the little fat pack like Lil Bubba's got.
The hybrid offspring of a male lion and a tigress. And at 418 kilograms and over 3 meters in length, he is officially the largest living cat on the planet. Not the largest lion. Not the largest tiger. The largest cat of any kind, anywhere on Earth. Hercules was actually the unplanned result of 2 very large cats living in close quarters at the Institute of Greatly Endangered and Rare Species. He was born in November 2002, alongside 3 brothers named Sinbad, Vulcan, and Zeus. But from the very beginning, it was clear that Hercules was something different entirely. He has appeared in the Guinness Book of World Records multiple times, with his most recent certification in 2014 confirming him as the largest individual cat ever weighed at 921 pounds. His daily diet consists of 20 pounds of beef or chicken, which he burns off with 50-mile-per-hour runs and long-distance swims, an unusual trait given that lions are famously afraid of water. Standing 12 feet tall on his hind legs, Hercules outweighs the average African male lion by more than double. He lives at Myrtle Beach Safari in South Carolina under the care of Dr. Bhagavan Mantle, who has over 30 years of experience raising lions, tigers, and ligers.
Oh, that's the one dude that he was on wasn't he on Tiger King or whatever? Yeah.
A 400-kilogram predator with the temperament of an oversized house cat. Nature truly has no limits. Number 5, Jumbo Bear.
Jumbo Bear.
Most people have a dog or a cat waiting for them at home. One family in rural Montana had something slightly different. A 400-kilogram American black bear living in their backyard. Jumbo was not your average black bear. At his maximum weight, he was double the size of a typical black bear, and he shared his life with a retired wildlife veterinarian who had rescued him as an orphan cub after poachers killed his mother in the wild. Living with Jumbo was never boring. He figured out how to open the refrigerator entirely on his own, and one night quietly helped himself to 20 kilograms of meat before anyone noticed.
Oof.
The family had no choice but to install heavy-duty special locks just to keep their food supply safe. Neighbors regularly spotted him down at the nearby lake, standing waist-deep in the water and catching trout with a technique that would put most fishermen to shame. He also had a soft spot for the family dogs, often playing with them in the yard like they were old friends. But not everyone was a fan. The local mail carrier refused to deliver post to the property after one too many close encounters with Jumbo. And in 1997, wildlife authorities stepped in and relocated him to a specialized animal sanctuary. He lived there comfortably until 2009, passing away peacefully at the age of 18. A bear that lived alongside humans for years and never once caused harm to a single person.
Right, why take him away from his owners?
Just have a story that stays with you.
Because the mailman's a bitch?
Number 4, Jupiter, the lion who found love
World full
in
of
Colombia.
pussies. I trust the animal over fucking any human.
In the wild, ruling
Besides you.
territories the size of small cities. Jupiter spent his early years in a traveling circus in Cali, Colombia, performing tricks for crowds before anyone thought to ask whether he was okay. His mother, a lioness who had also been rescued from a traveling circus, died during childbirth, leaving Jupiter as a cub with nowhere to go. That is when everything changed. Ana Julia Torres, a 52-year-old teacher, founded the Villa Lorena Animal Shelter and took Jupiter in, raising him from a helpless cub into a magnificent lion who would eventually weigh close to 300 kilograms. For 19 years, the two shared an extraordinary bond, a woman and a lion who had both refused to give up on each other. Jupiter lived under her care at the Villa Lorena
He's making out with her.
for 19 years.
He's like, come here, mama, you my lady.
One of the most remarkable human and animal stories ever documented in South America. But their story was not without struggle. In 2017, environmental authorities attempted to separate them, issuing orders that threatened the lives of several animals at the refuge, including Jupiter himself. Over 35,000 people signed a petition to stop it, and thanks to that public outcry and the intervention of government officials, Jupiter was saved. The most heartbreaking chapter came when Jupiter was eventually transferred away from Ana Julia's care. When she finally managed to visit him,
In places that ain't bothered, they're not hurting him.
300 kilograms.
Leave my fucking alone. Yeah, because he wants his owner.
A devastating sign of how much he had suffered without her. A 300-kilogram lion, brought to his knees not by any predator, but by the absence of
a broken heart.
He trusted. Some bonds simply cannot be broken. Number 3, Rosie the
That don't
spider.
make no sense.
There is a very specific kind of fear that comes from seeing a spider the size of a dinner plate. Rosie did not care. This Goliath bird-eating tarantula, the heaviest spider species in the world, reached a leg span of 28 centimeters and tipped the scales at 170 grams, making her the largest documented pet spider ever recorded. To put that into perspective, she was wider than most people's faces. The Goliath bird-eating tarantula is native to the upland rainforests of northern South America and is the largest spider in the world by both mass and body length. But Rosie was not living in a rainforest. She was living in a carefully controlled home environment, cared for by specialists who understood exactly what they were dealing with.
And they probably took her away, and then she died.
Between 3 and 6 years and have an average lifespan of 15 to 25 years. An extraordinary commitment for any pet owner. What makes the Goliath bird-eating tarantula so unsettling is the combination of size and capability. Their fangs are large enough to break human skin, and while their venom is relatively harmless, comparable to a wasp sting. They also possess urticating hairs on their abdomen that they can fling at threats, causing severe irritation to the skin and eyes. When threatened, they can rub their legs together to produce a loud hissing sound audible from up to 15 feet away. A spider that hisses at you. Let that sink in. Rosie was not just a record. She was proof that the natural world contains things that genuinely challenge what most of us are comfortable with. If you have a phobia of spiders, this one was not going to help. Did you ever keep a spider like this as a pet? Number 2, the Alaskan giant, the wolf that broke the internet. Alaska is already one of the most untamed places on Earth. But even by Alaskan standards, what trappers Morgan Evans and Bob Stanley pulled from their trap line in December 2024 stopped everyone in their tracks. The photograph of an enormous black wolf hanging from a scale displaying 152 pounds circulated almost instantly, and before long the whole world was watching. After accounting for the weight of the plastic sled it rested on, the wolf officially weighed 149.6 pounds on a certified scale, making it one of the heaviest wolves ever recorded in modern
They killed
Alaska.
it?
To understand just how extraordinary that number is, you need some context. The average weight for an adult male wolf in Alaska sits between 100 and 110 pounds. Most experienced trappers consider anything over 140 pounds genuinely massive. Al Barrett, the man who certified the weight, has personally handled hundreds if not thousands of wolves throughout his career, and told Evans that the heaviest he had ever seen before this was in the 130 to 140 pound range. This wolf was in a category of its own. But the story did not start with Evans and Stanley. The largest wolf ever officially documented in history was caught in Alaska back in 1939 by legendary hunter Frank Glazer, weighing 79.4 kilograms and stretching over 2 meters from nose to tail. That wolf was caught on the 70 Mile River near Eagle, and wildlife biologists have been chasing that benchmark ever since. 2 wolves, 2 eras, both from the same frozen wilderness. Some places just produce giants that the rest of the world can barely believe. Number 1, the giant snake. We saved the most unexpected entry on this entire list for last. While most record-breaking animals announce themselves loudly, this one spent over a decade in complete silence, hiding under a house in Sussex, England, without anyone ever knowing it was there. In 2021, Donna Shaw began hearing strange noises coming from her cellar. What she found when she went to investigate stopped her completely in her tracks. A giant African snail measuring 30 centimeters in shell length and weighing 900 grams was quietly living beneath her home. After a visit to the veterinarian, the snail, now named Shrek, was estimated to be approximately 15 years old, meaning this creature had been surviving undetected for most of its life, just a few feet below a family going about their daily routine. Shrek quickly became an internet sensation. Videos of him eating lettuce, cucumber, and pumpkin racked up over 20 million views on TikTok. His slime trails were so enormous that Donna needed a mop to clean up after him every single day. He now lives in a 100-liter terrarium with 30 centimeters of deep substrate, finally getting the space he always deserved. The most unexpected record on this entire list, and the perfect reminder that nature does not always announce itself. Sometimes it just quietly waits under your house until you are ready to be amazed. And that wraps up our list of the most extraordinary record-breaking pets ever documented. From a horse too tall for any stable to a snail living secretly under a house for 15 years, nature never runs out of ways to surprise us. If you enjoyed this, drop a comment below and let us know which animal blew your mind the most. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing discoveries. We will see you in the next one.